Alrighty. So here we are, YouTube, and we are live. I believe we are live. I hope that we're live. I can't completely tell if we're live, but I'm guessing we are live, and for some reason, my microphone might not be picking up as well as it should be. So, ladies and gentlemen, when anybody in the YouTube universe who might end up watching this, we're doing a little bit of a recap. So what we're going to do is see. I figure what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put this one into a whole entire recap of what has brought me to this point. Okay, not going to go full on testimony, repeat, or anything like that. We're going to go ahead and we're going to go from the certain point of things to where we are and why exactly I am here. So, anyway, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start. See, where's a good point to start from? So as I've told people before, there was a certain point in time when things started to become a little bit more revealed to me. Okay, so I'm mainly doing a bigger type of recap right now because I hadn't any of videos on here. Please hold. What's that? Depends on what you're looking for. Because we do have a little market down there, second gate. Yeah, it doesn't really have a lot of stuff. Other than that, for the most part, you have to go into town. Mm-hmm. Interrupt. So, yeah, sorry, I had to show off my mess there. My office is a disaster, mainly because of how long it's been left alone. So, let's go ahead and take it back to about when I first started going to church. And I had asked the Lord for the answer to the question of what I was going to do because my daughter was going to be moving away. So, what was I supposed to do? I kept on racking my brain, because I had so many people trying to tell me this is how you need to handle the situation. This is what you need to do about the situation. this, that, because everybody does that. That's what you need to do about the situation. This, that, because everybody does that. Everybody does that. If there's a situation, and sometimes, considering other people's opinions is fine. You don't necessarily need to follow other people's opinions. However you're so, with me, he gave me a vision. And some people think, sometimes God will give you a vision, and it's basically like he's going to do exactly what you're going to do. So you can follow it to the letter, step by step. You'll know exactly what it is you're going to do. Sure, sometimes that could be possible. Other times, though, not so much. Other times, what it's going to do, what's going to happen, is that God's going to do it like this. And he's going to go, okay, I'm going to show you a little something, or I'm going to tell you a little something, and then you're going to have to figure out exactly what it is. Because people always think that God's just going to go ahead, just basically hold out a sign telling you, this is it. No. God created us with brains. And you know why God created us with brains? Because he wants us to use our brains. Yes, we might be referred to as sheep, not because of this. This has nothing to do with why we are referred to as sheep. I'm going to tell you that part for a fact. You have to use your brain because he's going to tell you something, and then you got to figure out exactly what he's trying to tell you. So, even if it's something so drawn out to where you have to basically go, okay, so these are all the things that you were showing me, then you have to go, okay, so this is what that means. That's how it works. I mean, some people expect it to be a lot more simple. But the fact of the matter is, why would God want to make everything so simple? He doesn't. He wants you to be able to figure things out on your own. He wants you to be able to use your brain. Because he knows you're not dumb. All right? Plain and simple. He knows that we do have a brain to use. He knows that we're smart. So he expects us to use our brain and figure out what it is he wants us to do. Plain and simple. So, with that being said, check this out. So, I puzzle pieced everything together that he was trying to show me, and what he was showing me was that, okay, in the situation that this is going to happen, that you're going to have to let it happen. Basically telling me I could go ahead and fight it all I want, but it's either going to happen or things might fall apart. He didn't tell me anything that was guaranteeing it. He was basically showing me that, you'll still see her. You might not be able to touch her. You might not be able to actually approach her, give her a hug or anything like that. But you'll be able to see her whenever. Basically like this. To where she's right in the room, but I could be able to see her anytime I want. May not be in the same room with her every day, but I'd still be able to see her anytime I want. However, God wasn't going to tell me anything that he didn't want me to know. Okay? God wasn't going to lift the veil and be like, by the way, I do know what's going to happen. No. God does not tell you more than you need to know. And I know that a lot of times God's going to do it like this, okay? So, God knows everything. He knows everything that's ever happened. He knows what's going to happen. But you know what? God's not going to show us everything. He's not going to go and show us, be like, well, guess what? You're concerned about this happening? Well, hey, don't be concerned because, hey, check this out. Here's what's going to be the outcome. No. You know why? Because just like just like so many sci-fi movies and things like that, even God knows that, nobody's supposed to know too much about their own future or about their own destiny. People are not supposed to know too much. He only lifts the veil a little bit in spots where he knows that we need to know things. For some people, such as a little boy, which the video that has gone viral about the little boy seeing heaven, that's the only time God goes, all right, you know what? I want people to know, and this is one way I'm going to let people know that this is not a joke. So I'm going to show this little boy something. And all these people are going to hear about it. And I'm going to take people's beliefs that are here, and I'm going to bring it way up here. Because people are going to go, there's going to be people sitting there listening, and tears are going to roll down their face. There's going to be other people that are going to just be sitting there listening closely, baffled, and absolutely amazed, finding out what the truth is. There's other people who are going to sit there and go, no. That's a bunch of BS. That ain't going to happen. This boy is being taken by demons. This is all just a bunch of demons and devil filling his head with a bunch of nonsense. It's nothing but possession. No. And you know what? Not only is that another thing, but you want to know something else too? There's another little something that's going on. See, he doesn't just tell you these things. He tells you other things too. He tells you other things. Yeah, you can go take a look.
What's the difference between this location and down here?
More water access down there.
Down there's more water access. Is there a creek or anything, or is it just the lake?
It's just a lake. It's just there's only like one section that really has access to lake. Everything else is dry. Yeah.
And then is it individual? Is there just like here? Is it still families
Yeah. Anyway, back to my see. Like when it comes to the Holy Spirit, God has no problem going, hey, the Holy Spirit doesn't just live in you. The Holy Spirit is all around. And a lot of people don't pay enough attention to it, but I can tell you right now, from all the attention that I have paid, I have seen the Holy Spirit on numerous occasions. From anything when, like a little light going around like a firefly, to what was almost like a blue misty cloud floating through the room. While people might think, "Oh, that sounds satanic. That sounds evil," because people think of like in movies and everything where you see the fog going across the ground. Oh, something bad's gonna happen. No, when you see something that's got a nice blue glow to it, kind of floating around, and it's going all different directions, and it's sort of just kind of engulfing, and it's just you know I mean, when I saw this sort of thing, it wasn't just seeing it. No, I saw it around me, and then I saw it actually go through me, and I felt it too. I felt a tingling sensation, as if the Holy Spirit in me was being ignited. I went from standing at worship like this to where when I felt it, my hands went up high, and I was singing even louder, and I was praising the Lord. Because that was the Holy Spirit. I have seen the Holy Spirit take more of a human form. Because, they say the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Now, while the Holy Spirit can take the place of a white dove, as so many illustrations have made it, it's always possible too, because, so many people picture God. Now, many people picture God as almost comparable to the appearance of Jesus, just old. No, I mean, no offense to the Lord, but, everybody thinks because God has been around since the beginning of time, God's going to look older than Jesus. So he'd basically be like what Jesus would look like. But say what Jesus would look like if he was like 70 or 80 years old. Very gray, long beard. But then also people picture him being, ginormous. But there's a lot of different theories there. If you go in that theory, you basically say that the Holy Spirit could potentially look like Jesus, but almost more of a ghostly manner than Jesus-esque, but translucent, which I have seen. I've seen something that resembled Jesus, but instead of a solid form was a little bit more translucent blue flame walking down the center aisle of the church. And as he went from the front by the altar and made his way back, I saw people stepping out and walking to the altar as he passed them. And that the Holy Spirit was filling people and bringing them up to the front with their hands raised, singing and praising the Lord like they've never done it before. Another time I saw the exact same thing, but I saw him spread himself in a whole different level. Because, when they talk about the whole speaking in tongues, people being baptized in fire, and how it just went over everybody, and the next thing you know, everybody's La, 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 la. Yeah, I saw that. The Holy Spirit was in front at the altar. The next thing I know, it's like an explosion. He just went boom. Then I saw a blue flame all across the ceiling. Next thing I know, people are praising, and a lot of people start speaking in tongues. And go ahead. But yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of that. And you know what else I've seen too? I know I have told this story before on another video, but one of the greatest visions I was ever given was a vision of the storm. But yeah, I saw the storm. I saw, starting with a single blue bolt of lightning to a lot more thunder, a lot more lightning, waves crashing, rain pouring, wind blowing. Just everything. And then I saw off in the distance, in those flashes of light, I saw the silhouette of somebody. I could not tell you for sure who it was, but I saw a silhouette of somebody. And beyond that, when the lightning struck again, I saw this big pair of angel wings. Then I had seen that storm come to an end where holes were getting punched in those clouds and the light started shining through and everything started to ease. Those clouds started to part. The sky was blue. The waters were no longer even choppy. There was no rain. There was no wind. There was no thunder. There was no lightning. And everything started to clear up. And then once it cleared up, off in the distance, I saw a beautiful, lush green island. As if once things had gone from very rough to where there's the beauty of the other side of the storm. There's the safe harbor on the other side of the storm. But I'm also going to tell people right now is that I did not experience as much as I do now. And I started experiencing all this once I got baptized because the Holy Spirit in me went from very little or none to a little to a bit more to once I got baptized, I pretty much became filled with the Holy Spirit all the time. And every single day, I'll wake up. I might not feel like the Holy Spirit's with me 100%, but I tell you what, I have not felt like I was running low. I don't always feel like it's running over, but I don't always feel like it's running low either, because I have gotten past the point of feeling like it's running low. Now, I can tell you that another thing that you do, you want to have visions. You haven't had one yet. You just got to pray. Praise to the Lord. Ask him. Just tell him, Lord, will you show me what my purpose is? Show me what it is that you want me to do. What can I do for you, Lord? Show me what my place is. Show me anything and everything you want me to see. What is the gift you want to give me? You ask the Father what gift you want, and you ask the Father, what gift will you give me?